That's fine. All right, that'll happen. All right, now we're just gonna what? No, you can. Yeah, that actually needs to go because we got to use the CRT next. Yeah, tear it all apart. Tear it all apart. Next up is gonna be RPG Godfather. I think is that actually Godfather or is that just mistyped here? I don't know. Playing Bomberman Generations any percent. So that'll be a really cool run because that game is sick. So yeah. Let me help with the setup for that.
Alright, this is the RPGodfather rolling in with Bomberman Generation. Me playing the US version for this run. Shoutouts to Kurt Q and CEO the other runners of this game, and shoutouts to everyone in the Bomberman community. This is going to be an explosive Bomberman Generation run, and we're ready to start this thing up.
Let me just test one thing. Move the, like, intro is music.
I'm going to have to reset. Because timing starts on selecting no on memory card. Yeah. I'm not hearing it through the headphones.
In the infinitely expanding universe,
Turn it down like a
energy unfathomable to humankind is overflowing. In the search for this unknown energy, many researchers have challenged outer space.
okay.
Bomberman Generation!
Me can do the countdown?
Yeah.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Alright. So let's get some hype in here. There's a 2-minute and 20-second cutscene here before the run actually starts. It's unskippable. So during that time, I just want to say that Kurt Q and CEO found a lot of the strats for this game. And shout outs to everyone in the Bomberman community. If you guys want to hype it up in the crowd here, every time I beat a level, you can go, "I did it!" Because that's what Bomberman does in Bomberman Heroes. So feel free to jump in and do that. Shout outs to the Rollin' Deep crew. We've got our own Rollin' Deep marathon that we're trying to get live, but right now it's just like a online thing. Like we haven't had any live marathons for it. It's definitely going to be an explosive run. I'll try to cover everything, but there are 2 videos out there that are really good. My old 141 36 PB has really good commentary, and CEO also his PB has really good commentary for this. So pretty hype.
Can I just say that normally, for professionalism, we'd ask runners not to drop any bombs on stream, but in your case,
Dropping the
please drop tons.
bomb. Dropping the bomb. Blast you, son. So head start. The run's going to consist of me jumping around worlds. So there are 3 different worlds that you can start at any of the worlds. It doesn't have like a linear path where you have to do World 1, World 2, World 3. You can start any of the first 3 worlds. So I'll be jumping in between the worlds in order to get firepower, bomb ups, and carrot bomb feeds during this run. So run starts right here. So I just got record this Thursday, so there's been some pretty fresh gameplay recently. So basically, a lot of the tech in this game is getting the bombs to explode like as quickly as possible. You start out with 1 bomb, 1 fire, 1 speed. The idea is to get the maximum speed as soon as possible. That's the most important thing, and then having more bombs to play around with is really important. All the big bombs have the same blast radius, so all the firepower you collect doesn't change that. So I'm doing like throws and kicks and stuff to get like pots to explode, stuff like that. And if we have any donations at any point in this run, feel free to cut me off and read some of those off.
If we get any donations in, I will most certainly cut you off.
Absolutely.
That being said, we don't have any right now, but our wonderful viewers could help me out with interrupting you by donating.
Okay.
Also, if chat's got any questions for what's going on, by all means ask, and we'll get those questions over to the runner.
Right, I will answer those. So here, like I'm getting, the big bomb can explode like big boulders and stuff, where little bombs won't do. So the big bombs will do a lot of things in the early game. Here, I'm going to collect my first Carabon here. And basically, this is why we do this level first, is to collect Angler here. And I need to collect enough Carabon feed for him to beat Pterodon, which is like he's like a level 25 Carabon later that we're going to have a battle. And after this cutscene, actually, there's a time zone that basically if you go fast enough, I can throw a bomb across the river, and it saves a bit of time, but it's not very marathon safe, but we'll see if I can pull it off. So here I'm going to destroy these pots, collect the feed, and start building up my Carabon. So things are looking good. With good movement and everything, I should be able to get this bomb throw. Yeah, like that. It saves a bit of time. That's risky, but you need to get that speed up. It's very important. Here's the minigame here. The green leaf minigame. This you can fail if you jump too early or late, and sometimes the logs, like, they're infrequent. I'm just gonna go ahead and wait for the cycle. Make sure I get it. So once I destroy this big boulder coming up, basically it's going to start the river flow, and basically I'm going to collect a Carabon feed and a gold heart during that time, and I'm still going to catch the first log cycle. So by collecting this gold heart, there's a lot of damage boosting and stuff like that in the game, so it's pretty useful. And that's the first log that appears on that river cycle, so you don't really lose time by going and grabbing that. And plus the feed really helps later with the Pterodon fight.
Alright, I got a quick question for you from chat.
Yeah.
Is this game fun to play casually? Because they were fans of Bomberman 64 and they're curious.
Yeah, it's really fun to play casually. I was a big Bomberman Hero fan instead of Bomberman 64, but this game is really fun for me because I was a kid when it came out, and like leveling up the Carabons and stuff was really fun. During the Gamecube, there's a lot of like pets and stuff in games. Like Sonic had chows and stuff like that, so it was just really interesting to do that. And I know, like, if you had 2 different memory cards, you could have Carabon, battles with your friends. But I didn't have any like people that played this game with me to do that. But it's really fun casually for sure.
Totally had friends, just none that played this.
Yeah, that exactly. So here are these little purple sandworms, and that guy trolled me. It's fine. So they're like, you basically drop the bomb while they're facing the opposite direction you want them to go. Unlike that, I screwed up, but that's fine. You need to grab this speed up here. So I'm dropping multiple bombs because sometimes when I just do one, it won't like hit the guy, and then it'll just it's like hitboxes in this game are kind of a pain in some situations.
I have a slightly off-topic question for you.
Off-topic question.
Is your name supposed to be spelled RPGPD?
No, I
Okay,
don't know.
That was a typo that just got in
That,
there?
that was a typo. It didn't get fixed, and I didn't really bother to say anything about it.
Alright.
Um,
Just checking. I will fix that.
It's RPGodfather with an O. Okay, so this fight, so he defended there. Sometimes you get a one round fight, which is really good, but it's all RNG based on these battles, what moves that they're going to select. So you pretty much just toss a coin when that on. It's a lot of RNG in this game that costs a lot of time in this run. So that probably steers some like Kurt Q and CEO Kadelic away from trying to beat my world record and all that. So here a lot of the Professor Ryan's text boxes come up, and like if you're holding a bomb, you'll drop it and stuff like that. So you just gotta like know where those text boxes are to not hold a bomb out, and you'll waste time. Here I'm gonna do some interesting bomb tech. Like kicking and throwing to get these pots to explode, whatnot. Sometimes the carrot bomb feeds despawn. Most likely around here, you'll probably see that. And those ghosts just appear anywhere, and that's a real headache when you're on a good run, and these guys just come and just smack you, and they're like all over the place. It's really hard to avoid them. That throw there, you hope to get the pot and the pillar. It looks like I'm good, because you want this carrot bomb feed. Here we get a fire up. Killing that ghost is really good because he's annoying, because you got to get that bomb really centered with that hole in order to get it to go through. I did a little bomb throw here to get that door to, bomb to blow that door up quick. So coming up is a boss, a camel, and basically I'm going to try to two-cycle him. You have to hit him with one big bomb, one small bomb each. There's two of them, and we'll see if I can pull it off. Here I'm going to just pick up some more carrot bomb feeds in the final bomb upgrade. 6 is the maximum bombs, and I can lay 6 bombs, dropping 6 bombs at a time. So hopefully this goes well. Okay, looks fine. So that big bomb has a pretty big radius, so you don't have to get it like super close. It just has to be close enough. So that was a solid 2-cycle there. Good stuff. Sometimes the camels can drop like really early, and you don't have enough time to charge up your big bomb, and there's really nothing you can do about that. Definitely, Bomberman games have a lot of RNG, so there's a few that don't. I know Pocket Bomberman's like the one that doesn't have like insane RNG, but most Bomberman games have lots of RNG. Here we're going to trick these eels with bomb throws. Basically, they'll try to grab the bomb, but it'll still go through them, and that way I can blow up those boxes there, and I'll be using that to trick two at a time later on. Just an interesting mechanic. Here, I think you can one-round this if you have high enough attack and special, but there he defended, so this is going to be a 2-round. Just more RNG in the run. Kaiman, we really only use on this level. He has the damage that you take from anything, so we're going to be using that for some damage boosting. Antler increases your bomb throws, so that's why I'm able to throw the bombs further, so I'll be alternating between those carrot bombs. Stegodon gets a bigger kick. So here I'm going to pick up some feeds, use Kaiman to damage boost through these spikes, which we're going to completely ignore Professor Ein, who tells us, ride the bubbles! And we're just going to damage boost through them. So I'm giving all the carrier bomb feeds to Antler. It's very important that you do that because you're going to need basically all the feeds that you can get to beat Pterodon early. And Pterodon allows us to bomb jump in this game, and there's a lot of interesting bomb jumping tech later on the run. Here I'm gonna get on two of those water wheels at the same time by just barely making the cycle. Unless this guy might have something to say about that. Yeah, that's might still make it. Nope. So normally, if that guy's not in my way, I won't have to hit that switch and wait a little bit, but that's fine. So here I'm gonna try to trick these two guys. Like, oh, nope. Just kick through them. And then as soon as you blow these switches up, you can run through these currents. So right now, if I ran through that current, it would suck me in. But as soon as that bomb blows up, even though you can still see the... I just got no carrier bomb feeds there. That's really bad. So that's not good for... I might have to grab some extra feeds. I'm going to grab this heart here because I'm low. So we're skipping around worlds. I'm in World 2. I went to World 1, World 3, World 2. This is all because I need to get Pommy, who gives us the detonator, the remote control bombs. And that allows me to blow up bombs at will, so that really speeds things up. So we're trying to get to that as soon as possible. Coming up here, there's going to be what's called a flick throw. And hopefully I get it. It's very precise. To get this pillar up here... Nope. Try it again. That's probably not good. Basically, if you flick the control stick there, you can get like a distance throw and a height throw combined. And basically you can hit like the exact spot you need to hit that pillar down. Because I'm going to have to knock it down later, which is going to take time. It's a really difficult trick. You just kind of go for it once. If you don't get it, you don't get it. But
all right, well, I've got a donation here, if you don't mind me cutting in.
Yeah, please do.
I've got a $4.20 donation.
$4.20.
Indeed, from Hikokage. And it says, eggplant cucumber, eggplant cucumber, eggplant cucumber, eggplant cucumber, eggplant cucumber.
All the eggplants and cucumbers. Rolling deep with the 420. It's a pretty hype donation. So, okay, the next thing I should probably explain here, the lightning cards, if you collect 5 of them, Max will show up, and he'll help you during the boss fight. He will hurt the boss for a full damage of heart. So there I collected, I believe, my first lightning card. I'm going to collect up to 5 of them in this world. And what that's going to do is get Max to show up, and he'll help you during the boss fight, the final boss fight of this world. It's a pretty big deal for this world because the boss is really terrible. He has this attack, like this barrage fire attack, and it takes like 40 seconds every time he does it, and it's just a mess. And so basically we want to use Max during that time and take out a heart of damage from him. So here, like as soon as this boulder gets hit, I can run through this bubble current. I don't have to wait for the bubbles to disappear. So that's just an interesting thing there. Because normally those bubbles will suck you in. So we're coming up on the beauty bomber fight. In my chat I have Bomberman emotes, and we spam pretty fine bomber, beauty bomber, aqua bomber at this point. So feel free to do that. And I use Stegodon here to take out some of these enemies with some really long bomb kicks so that they don't troll me.
So were you asking our viewers to also drop some bombs?
I'm asking the viewers to drop the bombs. Get explosive in the chat. The only really tech here with this guy is if you get him to hit one of your big bombs with one of those fires, it'll blow up the big bomb early, and it saves about a second each, but you risk hitting yourself, you risk a lot of things by doing that, so I'm just going to play it safe here and hit him 3 times. I didn't! So yeah, this fight is pretty hype. The Beauty Bomber fight. She does her gorgeous Showtime attack, which is simply just outstanding. It's very fabulous. She shows her amazing moves here. So I need to do a height throw at the beginning to hit those lasers, and that'll give me a lightning card, and you need that lightning card for Max to show up, or you have to get another one which is completely out of the way. It's really easy to do, but if you don't get it right away, it can be a problem. So right away I'm going to be getting this lightning card.
I am the red jewel of Northwest Bombers. I'm the misfit beauty bomber. And Bomberman's my beauty.
It's my beauty. Will bow before me.
Okay, I have to admit, when she was warping in, thought it was a Sonic character.
A Sonic character. Oh man. Okay. So basically you can drop bombs in her face or you can throw bombs at her. I'm missing her, which is what I pretty much expected. She gets that laser barrier where you can't damage her. You have to take out the barrier first. So it's kind of on a cycle. It doesn't lose too much time to miss throws at the beginning, but when she does her gorgeous Showtime attack, it starts to lose a lot of time because she has to do this other attack after the gorgeous Showtime, which probably costs like 20-30 seconds. So here is the gorgeous Showtime attack. You can throw bombs at the lasers and it'll blow the big bombs up instantly. Or you can stun her by throwing a bomb at her, which is more safe. But it saves a bit of time if you go for the lasers. Like that, if you hit the lasers. I don't really care if I take damage because I'm just trying to go for the more optimal thing in most cases. We're rolling deep. Blast you, son. Dropping the bombs. So I got the 2 lightning cards I needed there, which is very important. A lot of new runners will not know why they can't get that lightning card, and it has to do with the lasers that are above her head. So after this level, we'll be jumping back to World 3 to get Pterodon. So I should be at level 17 by the end of this, and there should be at level 17, but I missed a few Carabomb feeds, so I'm not going to be surprised if I have to get some more. You try to get these ping ones to actually hit you, and you want to wait for those bombs to explode, but they weren't really cooperating there, so I wasn't even going to bother. This minigame's honestly kind of... If you hit 2 icicles, you're probably going to fail it, so... hopefully that doesn't happen, but we'll see.
I just want to chastise Bomberman here for stealing Mega Man X's motorcycle. That was not very polite of him.
Well, he just wanted to go fast. I mean, look at how fast he's going now. I mean, he liked how fast the Mega Man speedruns looked, and he just wanted to, get on that, train, so... I'm going to grab a Carabomb feed here while I'm waiting. You got to wait for the icicle thing. Oh, that's not good. It's fine. We still made it. Nice. Because That's the first cycle you can hit, regardless. Here, there's a lot of just charging up big bombs and destroying, like killing walruses and getting them out of your way. And after this, like all the seesaws require a big bomb to go all the way up. So basically, it's just charging big bombs and then not getting hit and dropping your big bombs here, and not having that happen. Which didn't really lose time. So you can throw these big bombs. It's a bit faster, but if you throw the big bombs towards the walruses, they will like kick it up in the air. So it wastes a lot of time if they do that. So I just take the safe route, and it really doesn't save that much time. Plus, dropping the bomb there always will kill all 3 of those walruses, which is important. And I throw a big bomb up here, or a bomb up here while the platform's raising. I can't do anything because I want to get all these pots over here to get some carrot bomb feeds in the final fire up. Fire it up. Alright. But pretty soon we'll have Pommy, and then I'll be able to explode bombs at will, so the run really kicks up. Here I'm going to do a damage boost, so I don't take... Because if that big bomb hits me, I take a full heart of damage. That only takes a quarter heart to run into that walrus. And that's what we do there. We just damage boost through it. And it looks like I'm fine on carrot bomb feeds, which is good. So, coming up is the Pterodon carrot bomb mini battle. And it depends on what moves he selects, and you could be sitting there, like I could lose like 4 or 5 battles in a row, and it costs like 30-40 seconds each, so it's just like it's one of the worst RNGs in the run, but I wouldn't say it's the worst RNG. There's a boss later on that can completely kill your run, and it's like right at the end of the run, so it's pretty unfortunate. I grabbed that potion there, which gives me a full level, and if I'm level 17, I know I should be fine. If I'm level 16, then I have to get some extra feeds. So here I drop a bomb there before that door slides down, get that bomb kick in, grab these last Kira bomb feeds, and hopefully we win this battle first try. That'll save a bunch of time. And we select a specific moveset here that gives us the highest percentage of winning. And it's the bottom option, and then the second bottom option, then the top option. And we'll see what happens. It really depends on what his second moveset is, whether I'm going to win this or not. And, oh, hopefully we get first strike. Nope. So I lost that. If he does an attack move first, you're pretty much going to lose that fight, and there's nothing you can do about it. Then you have to exit out because you can only do one fight with one Kira Bomb and re-enter. Just reselect Antler again for the fight. So this is a pretty big RNG factor of a huge reset point of the run. And I actually didn't reset here on the previous world record before I started playing the game again for this marathon, and I got a pretty good run with second try here. So I mean, because there's just a lot of RNG in this game, so it's all about getting it to go right. I got blasted there, so that's my second fail. It's all RNG based, and there's a certain percentage that you have to win that. I don't know what it is. Kurt Q and Seokadelic are more scientific with that.
Come on, chat. Drop bombs for that RNG.
So you want him to use a green, like skillfully or whatever first, because his fire. Yeah, get what this is what you want. So we're good. Rolling deep. because his fire moves, you're a water type, they're not very effective. Kind of like Pokemon here. A lot of people say this is like Pokemon or something, this part of it. So now I have Pterodon. We need him for some bomb jump. You actually need him, he's required to beat the game with, because you need to do bomb jumps to get certain items, and so it's absolutely necessary. And we get him now because there's some really cool bomb jumping techniques in this run, so this is where the run, in my opinion, gets really interesting. Some people use Stegodon here to do some longer kicks. It really doesn't matter too much. And then with these eye statues here, if you walk around them, they won't shoot lasers at you. When you try to do that, so you can lure them into hitting the switch as soon as possible. I'm gonna grab some feeds for Pterodon because we want a one-round, or we want to get the quick Pommy fight. It doesn't really matter. You're gonna win that fight pretty much no matter what, because you're a higher level than Pommy. Pommy is level 20, and we use Pterodon to get that. And that's the last Carabomb fight that we're gonna do. So here, these laser statues, if you just juke real quick, if you're really close to them, you can just go right past them. Okay. And now, what's coming up here is called the purple guy glitch. Basically, a normal bomb will not blow this HUD up, but if his explosion just happens to hit it, it'll blow it up. So that saves about a minute right there, what I just did, because you have to go all the way to the right, hit another switch, bomb like 4 or 5 different HUDs. But with that, we can just instantly go right in. And sometimes that won't work because the purple guy will not eat your bomb. He'll like last minute go get it, and he won't. If he doesn't suck up the bomb, it's not gonna work. And then you're kind of screwed because you have to go. That's definitely a run killer too. It's killed some of my runs. So on this level, we get Pommy, and then I can detonate bombs at will. And then we're gonna fuse Pommy with Pterodon soon after that. And basically, I'll have remote control bombs and bomb jump, both of those techniques at the same time. Because what Carabomb you have equipped determines what abilities you get. So now I'm going to be able to detonate my bombs, and then after this we are going to have the worst boss fight in the game, the octopus. And he has really bad hitboxes. You need him to eat your bombs, and sometimes like you'll place a bomb like right next to him and he just will not eat it. A lot of runners of this game really hate this boss. I hate this boss coming up. And if you get a bomb throw here a bit farther away, what's going to happen there is you skip the text boxes from Dr. Ein, or Professor Ein. But shout out to those eggplants and cucumbers rolling deep, dropping the bombs.
Do eggplants and cucumbers feature heavily in this game?
No, they're just a big thing in my stream in general. Coming up here, I'm gonna intentionally hit myself with a big bomb in order to blow this ice barrier. It basically saves you having to go back and forth on this platform. Like that. But yeah, any questions anyone has, let me know. We're definitely interested in having new runners of this game. I know Oro picked up the game this year for a little bit, but he didn't stick with it. And definitely down to help people out in learning the game. It's a pretty chill speedrun, aside from the RNG.
Well, I'm seeing some eggplants and cucumbers in chat, but no questions as of yet. So if anybody's got any questions, by all means, send them in.
Okay. So this boss here has 2 phases. The first one, there's a ship that you have to blow up, and yeah, we switched to Angler to get the bombs on the ship. I damage boost here because that's just going to happen. And you want to do a distance throw, 2 distance throws there. Charge up a bomb here. Okay. I'm really low health. Should have grabbed that heart, but that would not roll deep on the previous level. I believe now if I take damage at any point, Max will show up, or he'll just show up at the beginning of this fight. Technically, you don't want to damage yourself with a big bomb there unless you have 4 hearts or 3.5. So this boss has like the worst hitboxes, and you'll probably see that. The tech here is while he has his little squids on screen, you don't want to blow them up. You don't want to have them. You want to keep them on screen. I didn't. So if you have 1 or 2, 1 blow up, you're fine. 2 blow up, he spawns more after every phase, which you don't want. See, there he began to suck the bomb up, and then he didn't. Like he halfway sucked the bomb. It's just like the hitboxes are just awful. So Max is showing up now. He will hit him for a full heart of damage and give me a heart. You want to do this while the boss has a 1.5 hearts, because he has this other 40-second attack that he'll do, and unfortunately I was so low health that there's nothing I could do. Max just showed up a bit early. It's fine because my world reactor pretty much had that happen anyway, and sometimes you get good RNG where he won't do the attack, but we'll see. As long as he eats the bombs, you're pretty much having an okay fight. So basically you're juking these enemies, and if they run into they'll explode, and if you blow up more than one of them, he'll have to spawn more. So here's his attack that costs 30-40 seconds. He just sits there and bombs the floor. You don't want to have this happen. Sometimes he'll do it, sometimes he won't. It's completely RNG. A good run would not have that, maybe have that happen like once. It's usually going to happen regardless. Okay. Yeah, he's going to do it again. But by me leaving these little enemies on screen, he's not having to spawn more, so that saves a bit of time for him having to do that after each phase. Okay, he's gonna do it again. Pretty much what you would expect in a marathon is the worst RNG, and he did it 3 times. And it's completely out of my control what he's gonna do. It's games like that. So if you're on the best run ever and you get to this point and that happens, then too bad. Okay. At least he's eating the bombs, because those hitboxes with him eating that, like, sometimes he just won't eat it, and this phase will just last. He's going to do it 4 times. Excellent. He's dropping the bombs on me. And if this boss isn't enough, immediately after this boss is another boss with a lot of RNG. So if you have like the perfect fight here, you probably aren't going to have the perfect next boss fight. It's usually how that turns out. Okay, so that's the fight. So we collect our first bomb element, and the game really speeds up because we've already done some of the levels from the other worlds, so now we just have to finish them off and quickly go through the game. There's items that are required for me to get. There's certain bombs that we're getting. I have ice bombs. I just got that in this world. I need to get wind bombs, light bombs as well, and the game checks to see if you have that later in the game because you need them to progress through the levels. So if you forget to get them, you'll have to go back to a level and get them. That's happened in a run of mine before as well, but a lot of those are my early runs. So some more corny text from Professor Ein. Okay, keep up the good work.
With regard to the carabombs that you've met and befriended, they should surely be of some help to you. Be sure to take good care of them.
I'm waiting to hear good news from you, Bomberman. So, interesting, we're going to do World 1 last of the first 3 worlds. We're going to go to World 3 now and finish that out. So we did World 2. And now we're going to finish out 3. This is because having wind bombs helps in World 1 on a specific level. So this boss here, basically, we don't know everything about him, but we know that depending on either where you're standing between you and him, depends on what attack he's going to do, or where you stand on the arena, it depends on what attack he's going to do. It seems like that affects what moves he's going to do, but it's not like 100%, so it may be like a percentage thing, or it may just be a myth. We don't really know. But basically want him to do the cyclone. We want him to do the twister attack, and we want him to not do his air bomb attacks. We'll see what we get here. So he's going to do this attack. We wanted a twister there, but this is not too bad. And this comes to, you'll either go 3 or 4 times back and forth. That was 3. That's the better of the 2 variations of that attack. So this is the 4. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and he might go 4. Yeah, he's going 3. Once he gets down to 2 hearts, that's when he can start doing his air bomb attack, and you want him not to do that. And really, it seems like where you stand changes that sometimes, but okay, he's doing it. We don't really know. And then he can do 2 different variations of this attack, either 2 waves or 3 waves, and that's completely RNG as well. And this attack probably takes up about 20 to 30 seconds. So I'm gonna set up a bomb where he's gonna land. Hopefully he doesn't do it again, but it's pretty likely he will. Okay. So he's doing this attack again, which is fine. Sometimes he can do a twister, and that's the fact. He'll just drop down and you can immediately hit him, but he didn't do it this run. So we got 2 air wave attacks. Not that great. It's somewhat average. And he did a 3 wave, which is the worst. Here he can do 2 different attacks that I've seen. He might do 3 on the final the half heart left. There's like 3 different moves. I think this is the most common, and you just want to avoid him. He will like pick you up and submit you like this. If he gets you, you have a chance to hit him immediately, I did not get him. And I damaged myself to try to get it as soon as possible. This is the other attack, and then there's a third one where he does this, like, spinning hurricane thing. So, not a great fight. Pretty much what I expected in a marathon. Now we're coming up on the other 2 levels of World 3. Some interesting stuff there. In World 1, there's going to be a very technical bomb jump, which is, I would say, the most difficult strat in this game. The most technical part of the run. And I'm hoping I can at least show it off. I mean, I'd love to get it first try, but it's kind of finicky, and it depends on where you place the bombs and how you move your control stick. Here is just hitting a lot of switches. We do pick up Pommy Dragon here, which we fused Pterodon and Pommy together. And we do play a minigame here, which has been a problem for me before in some runs, but it's only if you're like if you get hit by a boulder during the minigame. Okay. So we charge this big bomb here, and we're gonna pick up Pommy Dragon. I'm gonna switch to Pommy Dragon immediately because if you don't do that, you won't be able to do the bomb jumps, which are coming up pretty soon. But yeah, let's get those donations in. Love to see that. I know it's pretty early as we're transitioning into the morning from the night.
I still don't have any donations at the moment, although I will take at least a second here to let everyone know that you are watching the first ever Northwest Speedfest, a charity speedrunning marathon raising money for the Seattle Children's Hospital. It's a good cause. Please get those donations in. And, of course, any questions you might have for the runner as well. We'd like to take them.
Yeah, and if you're not here for the questions, you can always come into my stream or, send me a message on Twitter or something if you have questions about the game. I'd love to see some new runners. So this minigame here, you have to bomb that. And then hit the green switch, which will spawn another bomb. Pick that up and then place it on the yellow switch without getting hit by any boulders. The timing of when you drop that bomb on the yellow switch, you don't want to do it too early or else you won't hit. And it's pretty much that. These laser statue guys, if you run up along the wall, you won't trigger him here like that. That's perfect. And so that way you don't have to wait for him to do two lasers. I like to kill these purple guys because they will eat your bomb and just make a mess. And this next kick has a really bad hitbox of getting it, like, you clearly like kick it straight into the thing and it won't go in, like that. It's awful. The hitbox on it is just amazing. Got it there. And then plus while you're doing that, you have those two statues, or if you're standing in the wrong spot, they will just hit you up. So that's my least favorite part of this level. This next level is pretty interesting. You basically try to get to the highest elevation of this tower, and you also pick up the wind bombs here. And that ghost, yeah, he's awesome. He just pops right up in your face. Smack in your face. I'm gonna do the purple guy glitch here, hopefully. Maybe he'll eat it. Okay. You can choose to kill this guy or try to go around him. Either way works. I try to kill him if I can, but sometimes it's out of the way to do that. Because you're gonna need to charge up a big bomb and hit this, or else you're gonna have to come back up here and do it. Here, there's a text box if you get too close. That looks really good. If you stand too close, you'll get like 2 text boxes from Professor Ryan, and that'll just that part of this level can be really bad. One of my previous records failed that miserably. So you have to hit all these green switches, and it'll level out these platforms so you can get to the end of the level. It's basically what you're doing, and I just know where they all are. Here's a little trick where you go down there. This text box is unskippable. Use the bomb blast. I think I will pick up a heart here because this next boss, things could get really bad with him, and I do not want to die to him in a marathon. That would be pretty sad. And the thing is, if you die in this game, you lose all your power-ups. You go back to 1 bomb, 1 fire, 1 speed. So it's a pretty big deal if I were to die at any point in this run, but I don't expect it to happen.
So I'm curious, what does your level do?
For the Kara bomb, or?
Oh, I just see level 20 down there in the corner, and you've mentioned
that's the level
up
of your
a few times.
Kara bomb, and you collect Kara bomb feeds in different variations. You get an attack, speed, special feeds that you pick up along the way, and that levels up your pet basically for the Kara bomb fights. And like I said at the beginning of the run, if you have a memory card, you can save that. You can go over to a friend's house and battle them with your Kara bombs, have Kara bomb battles, which I don't know too many people who did that. It's kind of like, you know, cable linking Pokemon together and battling your friends, which people actually did do that, though. Just not too many. Okay, so this is the boss of World 3. He has 2 different phases. The first one, you try not to kill any of the enemies because he has a chance to spawn more. It gives him another move that he can do that's not what you want. He can either become vulnerable and open up and do this like ground pound thing where he raises up and then you throw a big bomb into that ring, or he can just shoot out lasers from his eyes, and you do not want that. But it seems like where you stand in between, you know, him and you depends on that, or if you're looking away from him or looking at him seems to also be a thing. And he gave me the good RNG, but I did not have a big bomb ready because the fire enemy trolled me, which that's another problem with this fight. Now I'm getting the lasers. I've seen it happen where you get all 4, him to open up 4 times. So I killed one of the enemies, now I can respawn him. That could be bad. But it doesn't always happen. Sometimes he'll cooperate. Okay, laser. No, he's spawning the... Oh, no. Let's see here. Okay, decent fight. Pretty average. And then the second phase, the hitboxes, you basically want to be like centered up with the 2 like red dots that you see there when you blow it up, and you want the bomb to be close enough to the enemy. If you don't do that, then he has a chance to get off his attacks, and he'll curse you to where he will force you to drop bombs and normal bombs that explode on a time basis, and that can get out of hand. You don't want to see that happen. But we'll see what happens. Usually, this is the easy part of the fight. Okay. Usually, Oh wow, my health is abysmal. So I cannot take damage. He's cooperating. Clutch! So if that big bomb would have hit me there, I would have died and I would have had to redo the whole fight, recollect all of my upgrades. It would have been a mess. But the game knew I was doing a marathon and did me some justice. So you're rolling deep. Because that definitely could have got out of hand there. I did skip the heart. I said I was going to get the heart on the last level, and I skipped it. Because out of habit, I just don't ever get it. Because I go for RTA runs to try to get the best time.
I see you were able to retrieve the second bomb element. I'm relying on you to retrieve the rest of the bomb elements. Be sure that the higgy bandits don't beat you to them. Moving on. Once you've gathered several carabombs, attempt to merge carabombs. If you succeed,
Okay.
you'll have even more.
So World 1 actually is like the most difficult world to do optimally. Casually, I'm sure it's, you know, the easiest, but in a speedrun, it's a pretty difficult world. Right away, this level 1, 2, you have a very, very tight window in a very specific angle you have to run at to get onto this lily pad. And if you fail it, you lose like 15 seconds or 20.
I just want to let you know that while we haven't gotten any questions in, we have every occasionally gotten cheers of Go RPG Go, bookended by flexing emotes.
That's what I like to hear. Okay, so, oh man. So I got trolled there by that enemy, but this is going to line up the lily pads fine. I'm not going to be able to go for the strat there, the quick strat, but my world record run gets it, so definitely watch that. Okay, so I did not get the throw there either. You try to blow that little purple flower up from there, but it's pretty tricky. Let's see if I... Okay, worked out. And you'll see I kind of damage boost like all over the place because I don't really... Usually not concerned about health. Hopefully it doesn't backfire on me because I'm in a marathon run and I usually just don't pay attention to my health. I just like go for the most optimal thing and the damage boost all over. Here we collect the water bombs and they're really useful because that you can now drop bombs in the water. Because if I were to drop the fuse would stop and you're not able to use bombs in water, so it's pretty important. So we switch to those immediately. Alright. So that's pretty much all there is to that level, is that one like lily pad cycle. I didn't get it the quickest cycle, but I only lost maybe 10 seconds. Here you want to hit a big bomb and a small bomb, so you want to kick a small bomb at him so he doesn't get his attack off, charge up the big bomb, hit him with that, you're good. This next mini-boss, really easy, but he has a pretty wide range of attacks that he'll give you. Like, he's got like 5 or 6 different attacks, and depending on like when he does it and whatnot will determine how quick this fight is, but I don't know. I would say you might be able to lose like 20 seconds on a really bad fight here, but that's like if he does the ground pound like one after another and you're just not getting big bombs on him. These bosses for 100% or all lightning cards run are just awful because you have to collect all 5. There's 5 lightning cards for each of the mini bosses, and you have to get them to do like specific attacks, hit them with specific bombs, do specific things to get the lightning cards. And to pull that off, like, you know, first fight to get all 5 lightning cards is really difficult to do. So not a lot. I'm the only one who does all lightning card and 100% runs, or the only one that's done them. And like, this is one of the fights that's awful in a 100% run. So a pretty average fight. And on this level is the most technical part of the run. We're going to be doing a bomb jump, maybe placing. So I have 6 bombs in total that I can place. I'm going to drop 5 small bombs that I'm going to be jumping on and a big bomb to give me enough height. And we're going to try to skip a part of this level. And basically you're going to get 2 or 3 situations where Professor Ein will interrupt you if you don't get it, and you'll have to go around, and it's just awful. So hopefully we get this first try. This is the most technical level of the speedrun. Okay, those logs are, yeah, great. Charge up a big bomb here. And here comes the bomb jump. Here we go. You have to make sure you got Pommy Dragon equipped, because a lot of times I'll have Pommy and yes! Rolling deep. First try in the marathon. Very nice. I would love to see that hype in chat with that one. So my world record fails that like 4 times. It's I got really good RNG in my record, but that's the one thing I messed up. So it's good to see we got that.
Definitely hype in the chat for your...
Yeah, it's a very difficult strat. Because it matters how you move the control stick, and you can set those bombs up differently and still make it or not make it on certain setups. Very tricky. Co Kadelic, the other runner who he had the record before I started playing. He does a different setup where he only uses 4 small bombs, and that allows him to place a 5th bomb if he fails it. But in my opinion, if you fail it at all, that's just, you know, disgraceful. So you just got to go all out. So very nice. That was rolling deep. Here we set up a bomb and hit this little grasshopper thing with the small bomb, so it'll stun him, and then we hit him with a big bomb and take him out. So he doesn't do that boomerang attack. Very nice. I'm very, very happy I got that first try. Let's switch to wind bombs here. That's why we did World 3 first. I don't even know if it saves. It may save like 1 or 2 seconds to even have them, but there's just an alternate route that you can take on this level with the wind bombs. Because we're going to get high with the green leaf on this level. A green leaf production. Okay, so these boulders are on a cycle. If I'm fast enough, I'll be able to avoid them all. That doesn't really matter. Basically, you'll get in front of this one. Like that. That's basically means you're fine. Okay. So just a lot of knowing when to charge up big bombs, when you're going to need them, is important, and that's a huge part of the run. And there's going to be some more bomb jumps coming up. There's another difficult one, and there's like a really easy one that basically you're supposed to have Unicornos for that, which does a line bomb, but we skipped getting that Kira bomb altogether. The only time you're going to see Unicornos would be in a 100% run, because we don't get them in the all lightning cards run either. Okay. So you got to destroy those doors, or they're going to keep spawning more enemies. We do that first primarily, and then take out the enemies. Big bomb, one big bomb takes him out, and that pretty much wraps it up for World 1. We have the boss, but when we have Pommy for this boss, it makes it super easy. You're not intended to have Pommy at this point, so you're supposed to time your bomb throws, and this fight casually is, you know, supposed to be, I guess, a little bit difficult, but since we have Pommy, we can blow bombs up, and basically we just run around the enemy and force him. He doesn't do anything unless he's facing you, and we just never have him face you, and basically he'll just run around, and like he'll be stuck in place and just rotate. The only thing to be aware of is the hitboxes here, and knowing, like, you have to blow the big bombs right where his belly is, and, you know, not get too close or drop a big bomb where his feet are, or he'll kick the bomb away. It's basically the two things with this fight. Go, RPG, go! I did it! So, like, not being too far away so your bomb doesn't hit him, and not being too close so he doesn't kick it away, and you can adjust the camera however you want in this game, which is really nice. The camera controls are very nice in this game. It's one really good thing. So, now that we've collected all the 3 bomb elements from the first 3 worlds, World 4 will now open up. Basically, there's 5 worlds, and then there's like an airship at the end that's technically World 6, but it's really just one level. So we're getting pretty close to the end here. I would say this is a pretty solid pace. I don't know if I get really good RNG in the World 4 boss, if I can sub 140 with this, but it's definitely possible. It's me, Professor Vine.
So I've got a donation here.
All right, let's go.
Got a $2 donation from Bolero. This is in honor of Yoshi Pro, the Glove God's recent world record. It's not a Pirates 25, but it's something.
Shout out to Yoshi Pro with that Glover action. Okay. So in World 4, the game checks if you have everything that you need. You need the bomb jump. You need a bomb jump Kira bomb to get over some gaps, and then you need the 3 the other bombs. So you have the normal bombs, which are fire bombs, and then you have water, wind, and light bombs are coming up. And you get them in World 4. So that's the last thing we basically need is the light bombs. But yeah, shout outs to the Rollin' Deep crew. Pretty sure that they're watching. Shout outs to everyone watching. This is a pretty exciting marathon. It's the first Northwest Speedfest marathon, and it's very exclusive. We've had some pretty insane runs. Make sure to tweet about your favorite run, who is your favorite runner, any suggestions for next year. Let everyone know. Me personally, I really liked Red Slash's run. That Chrono Trigger run was pretty exciting. Okay. So this level has a bomb jump that is pretty finicky, and plus I switched to a bomb there usually to stop myself from running into that laser field, but it's not a big deal. Switch to ice bombs here because we need to freeze some water fountains or water spouts. That enemy is completely RNG based, where he'll run around and maybe cost you a second or two when he does that. Some people like to blow their bombs up immediately when they place them. I like to set them all up and then detonate them all. Here comes the bomb jump. This, if we get this first try, I will be very impressed, because this is okay. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I think you're intended to get back on the minecart and after you place bombs and ride it back and forth, but this minigame's the worst minigame. If a fraction, like a speck of that blast radius hits you, you will fail the minigame, and it's confusing, like where the hitboxes are for a lot of the new runners. I see them fail this a lot. And plus, it's completely RNG based where the boulders are, and you can just get some abysmal patterns. Oh man. So I threw the bomb a little bit early there. That was disgraceful. Because that was the last boulder too. Oh well. It's pretty unfortunate. I was just talking about the hitboxes. Now see, like there, it blew up the boulder, but it didn't hit the switch. So, and sometimes it will hit the switch. It's just all over the place. And yeah, this is a pretty bad pattern too. And basically, like, you would think like holding back on the control stick would slow you down, but it's like letting go of the control stick. And there was no boulders at the end because it was like a really bad pattern at the beginning. So that probably cost me 40 seconds. Not the worst thing, but I did get the bomb jump like pretty quickly, so that's pretty good. Here you got to note there's a text box from Professor Ryan here, so you got to trigger that before kicking a bomb. Because if you freeze the water spout before that text box, it'll unfreeze after the text, and then you got to place another bomb. So that's that. And then the hitboxes with this guy are also really bad. You basically have to be standing like dead center with it and like close enough, and most of the times when you get the bomb in there, it'll hit you as well, so you'll take damage. You can switch over to a Kite Man to take half damage, but then if you place a bomb incorrectly, you have to wait for it to blow up, so I don't do that. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty terrible. So I missed that cycle, I have to wait for this. If you fail this, it gets really bad, the second opportunity. Because then he like goes all the way around the map, so at least you kind of have a little backup if you fail. It's just hitboxes being bad there is all I can say about that. So I'm pretty low health here. I'm going to take this boss somewhat safe. Because he has like this... He's like a pyromaniac. He's just like absolutely insane, and he's just popping off with his machine gun arm. So I just got to be careful not to bomb myself too much or take too much damage here. That would be the worst possible thing. So basically, that gun will not hit you if you're too close to him. So like, it's pretty straightforward with this first segment here. He will just use that attack, and it's like a very long-ranged attack. And so if you're standing like far away, it'll hit you. And then he does this attack, which you want him to do here. And then he'll pop his, like, he'll split into two and do this attack. This was a pretty good fight. There I damage boosted because why not? Or damage, yeah, myself because why not? I just want to get the fight over with. Pretty good fight. I missed charging up like one big bomb, but only lost me like 3 or 4 seconds. Okay. This level has a bomb jump and a pretty precise like ledge. I don't even know what to call it, ledge fall, ledge run. You have to be like running at a specific angle to not have to drop a bomb and jump on it, do a bomb jump off of it. Which I'll do, but if you fail it, like you have to go all the way back up again. But I know I loses like 10 seconds to miss it. And it's worth going for because you don't have to interpret your bomb. So, pretty technical level here. This is where the ledge thing is. I kind of try to adjust my camera here, like... Okay, we got it. We got it. Roll indeed. Basically, it's... If your angle is bad, you'll fall right off and then you'll have to go back up again. But that skips having to place a bomb there and jump off of it. Oh, wow. So, you know, for marathon purposes, we do have to be concerned with my health. And I don't usually do that, but I do know we have 2 hearts right now. So 2 big bombs will take me out. You can collect a total of 8 full hearts. There's 4 other gold hearts. Here's the other bomb. Oh, wow. I feel disgraced. Second try hype. So that's what you're supposed to have. Unicornos, a fusion between like a unicorn, Carabomb and Pterodon, the dragon, and that'll line up your bombs like perfectly. And you're supposed to use that in order to get across, but we just use Pommy Dragon and skip getting that Carabomb in any percent run. Here you don't need to charge up a big bomb to get across to this gap. And if you go to the direct corner here and throw to the right, you'll hit that yellow switch every time. A couple big bombs here. And then there's a check to see if you have all of the different elemental bombs here. You need ice bomb. Oh, gotta leave the bomb on the platform. That might help. Ice bombs there, water bombs here, then wind bombs here. And we just collected the light bombs. Now we have basically everything we need. We want to hit that leaf before that Professor Ryan talks to you there, so it like descends to the ground while he's doing that. This is the worst boss in the game, aside from... I would say the octopus is the worst, but this is right at the end of the run, and it's completely RNG if he becomes vulnerable or not. There's like a 2-minute cutscene here as well. Would be perfect time for a donation or anything from the announcer.
Unfortunately, I have not received any new donations as of yet. The viewers out there, get your donations in. We'd love to read them. And questions as well, by all means.
So all of a sudden, it looks like we're playing Transformers for the Gamecube here. We're gonna transform our cars here. So when this boss gets to 2.5 hearts, he'll start being able to do a laser blade attack, which costs the most time out of any of his attacks. He has a variation of attacks, which some are faster for him to use and some take more time. And then basically you just throw a big bomb. When he his leg sockets will like overheat, and they'll open up, and you can hit him during that time, and it's completely random. I would say it's a 50-50 whether he will do that or not. And you just pretty much hope and pray that you get good RNG. If you're on a good run. So you could have the best run of your life up to this point and then just get really bad RNG, which is really unfortunate. This is the last like major RNG thing though, so if you get a run past this with decent RNG, you're good. So he opened up his legs there, excellent. That's him becoming vulnerable. Those are the dynamite attack. They stay on the arena, so you have to be aware of them, and they'll blow up at some point. So if you run into him and drop your big bomb and can't hit him when his leg sockets are open, that's bad. And he can do that attack multiple times and have multiple like dynamite sticks on the ground.
We did have a question of what drinks may you be consuming during this run?
Okay, so I have a specific energy drink I'm drinking. They don't sell them in general stores anymore, which is weird, but I'm drinking a Full Throttle Blue Agave energy drink to get me pumped up for this run, and you know, make sure that I stay explosive during this Bomberman run. Had to get it in bulk online, this drink here, because they do not sell it in stores, which is unfortunate. They have Monster energy drinks, they have Rockstar energy drinks and Nas energy drinks, but they do not have Full Throttles like on the shelves in most stores anymore, which is kind of sad. So that's his laser blade attack. It takes the longest out of any attack, and he didn't open up his leg sockets after that, which is like, that's basically where the time loss starts to rack up, is when he starts doing this laser blade attack like over and over again, and there's no opportunity for you to hit him. That's when, see, like that, like that's just bad luck. But after this is pretty much the final world. It goes by pretty quickly, and then the final level, not too far away. Like at this point, there's something like 20 minutes left of the run. We're gonna hopefully get Bean to come back and do his super VR run, because he could not. He had technical issues with setting up his run, but from what I've heard, those have been resolved, and since this run should be well under estimate, should be something like a 145 pace run. We'll try to get him in if he shows up. So. Cracking it open.
I was about to say, that's a very distinct sound when a can like that opens.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, just a little bit about myself. I do speedrun a lot of Bomberman games. I'm trying to do them all. This one being, I think, one of the more ones I've optimized. I've done runs of just about every Bomberman game. I'm missing a few, like Bomberman 64 and stuff I'm getting around to. Pocket Bomberman is a really good Bomberman game as well. And it has very minimal RNG. It's a Game Boy game, so if you're looking to speedrun a Bomberman game that's not like super RNG heavy, that would be a good option. A lot of the earlier Bomberman games, like Bomberman for the NES, Bomberman 1 and 2 are like they have random spawns for the doors and stuff. It's just absolutely like one of the most RNG based heavy games like I've seen. Like
So I'm curious. Have you played the latest Super Bomberman R on the Switch?
we'll see. My friend has that game, and he was gonna be here on the couch with me, but didn't. Was too early for him. I was gonna go over to his house and play the game. Still haven't done that yet. I've seen it. It looks all right. But I can't really base an opinion on it because I haven't played it yet. So hopefully in the near future that'll be happening. I don't know if there's speedruns of it, but that would be interesting.
I've played a little bit of it myself, although I'm quite bad at Bomberman games. However, I can confirm that Bomberman does say, "I did it!
I did it! Yeah. Bomberman is one of the more cuter characters and character designs of a main video game character. It has a lot of like amazing sound effects, and the music is generally really good in most Bomberman games as well, which is what attracted me to the games.
He is the most adorable demolitions expert.
So cute, way too adorable. Okay. Oh wow, we are pretty low health now, but I'm gonna pick up a heart later, due to the fact that we have a heart and a half. A heart now. So I'm gonna concentrate. We have a heart. I can take myself out with a big bomb. There's some turrets as well that can one-shot me. This is the second to last level, basically. Unless you count the last world to be a... Oh, wow. It's okay. I can pull this out. We're going to be clutch. I have a half a heart left. What's up? 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this disgraceful heart here because dying in 5-3 is not what we want to have happen. This next boss is completely scripted, and after every level you do regain a heart, a full heart, which is pretty it's pretty nice. It's pretty forgiving in this game that they give you a full heart after each level that you complete, which definitely helps with a lot of the damage boosting in this game. This boss has 2 RNG factors. Right at the beginning she can appear and become vulnerable a little bit earlier than normal, but it only saves like 4 seconds or so. And then she does this bomb throw attack, which can vary from like 2 to 7 bomb throws. I don't know the exact number. I know it's like 2 is like the least amount. So she did not become vulnerable immediately there. Okay. So here's the bomb throws. I got 3, 4. Okay, this is bad RNG. It's like 5 bomb throws. That, oh man, okay. Just got smacked by a big bomb. Oh, I got this pattern. That's it's terrible. So depending on your movement, I believe causes that. So we're going to be low health going into 5-3. So I'm going to be extra careful not to get hit. So if you're too close when she detonates her like force field blast, you'll drop your big, you won't be able to hit her, and it's like it has 2 explosions, and the first one you can see clearly. The second one's kind of like transparent, and it's hard to like. You'll see the first explosion like disappear, and then you'll run in to hit her, and then the second explosion will happen, and you'll get smacked right in the face. So, like, ultimately you try to, you know, hit her as soon as she's vulnerable, but by doing that sometimes you'll just get blasted. This is the final phase of this boss. She does this electric barrier, which you basically just have to run around and avoid it, and then she does the previous phase again. Watch out! Okay. So I do have to be careful in the next level. If things go wrong, it could lead to a death, and that would cost a lot of time. It's basically the last difficult part of the run is the next level. Watch out! Can you avoid this? Watch your step. Okay. So I'm gonna have 2 1/4 hearts here. Typically you want to have at least 3. Towards the end of the level, there's this boss that can be problematic. Because he has this laser attack that takes out a full heart of damage. There's a crusher going on at the same time, and he spawns like small coins that have random movement patterns, and like things get out of hand if you get you know, lost in that fight. Area clear. I did it. Okay. Mechanical. This is it's a pretty tough stage. There's precise bomb throws and a specific lineup with the platforms that you need, and it's basically the final stress factor of the run. Knowing where to go is a big part of this level. It's kind of like a maze. And then I lure these laser guys to come down before placing the bomb on the yellow switch, because basically he'll go to wherever your bomb, like it's like a heat seeker, I think, and he goes towards where your bomb is. And so he'll cause your bomb to explode in a lot of situations. Fire it up. So like here, try to lure him. Here comes some tricky bomb throws. That may or may not be far enough. Okay, we're good. And we'll see if I hit the cycle. It looks questionable. That looks fine. Okay. So this laser will hit me for a full heart of damage. I don't want that. I don't have the right Carabomb equipped, but I don't want to get so. I'm gonna just go ahead and drop the bomb to be safe. To wait for it to explode. Switch to Pommy Dragon. So dropping a bomb there will stun that hand. And then I'm gonna come over here, take out these coins. I have to wait for that. I don't know how that cycle is based on. It seems to be kind of random where that platform spins around. Then we want to go into the purple floor here. Stun that hand. Wait for the laser to stop. Kick that in. Perfect. That was really nice. Really nice. Because that fight can cost like over a minute if things go wrong. Hasn't gone wrong for me in a while, but just note that things can go wrong in that fight.
That wasn't time, though, was it?
Did I not lose time?
No, I was asking if that was time for the run.
Yeah. So this is the second to last boss, and then there's the final airship. Water bombs do more damage, is why I have them equipped, and he's basically going to get one attack off, and then after that, much like the elephant earlier, you just, as long as he's not facing you, he will never do anything. He'll just keep rotating. So it's like the easiest boss fight. Yeah, I would say this is even easier than the elephant because he rotates slower. I believe if the eye is open, you do another half heart of damage, but you need him to do a specific attack, which I've yet to see him do, really. So I just took the damage boost there to get the quick hit in. I did see his eye was open there, though. And it looked like I may have gotten a full heart of damage in there. So basically he spins around, you just keep blasting him. And after every world, you get a full heart refill, which is pretty important for the last part of the game because the final boss can dish out a lot of damage, primarily due to you big bombing yourself. So it's just nice to feel secure and have the health for the final boss. Because if you fail that, you have to redo the entire airship. You probably need more, so you have to go farm items if you fail. So hopefully all goes well here. We're moving on to the final part of this. Looks like sub 145 pace. Sub basically everybody's time but myself. Hopefully. And we get like the corniest cutscenes coming up here. There's a cutscene where it pans like the entire ship. It like slowly shows you the entire ship, and then it just shows the Higgy Higgy bandit leader laughing, and that's the whole cutscene. It's pretty ridiculous. And then like Professor Ein like starts coughing like he's got some kind of sickness. At the end, like I don't know what that's all about. And then basically having the Higgy Higgy bandit leader and his voice is just ridiculous. Bomberman! You put a big bomb in my oven! I can't cook any more turkey! My wife can't cook for me anymore! I'm gonna show you, Bomberman! So this is the cut. It just shows the entire airship, and then slowly goes over to him laughing at you. And it's a long, like, it's pretty meaningless. As far as the airship goes, if you run into these turrets, it does no damage to you, and you get invincibility frames when you do that. So you can be standing exactly where your big bomb is and not take any damage. So that's basically what you're gonna see on the airship. This is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna make sure have the correct bombs equipped for the final boss, because you have to have light bombs for the first part of it. Because he's transparent and only light bombs will do damage, and then you need to equip water bombs for his fire phase. But there's definitely more cutscenes to come, so definitely the last chance to get any questions in or anything.
You must infiltrate the armor toe and retrieve the last bomb element. You must. You must. Good luck, Bomberman.
Okay. So this is like the last 5 minutes of run, less than 5 minutes, I would say. So yeah, this part he just comes up, Bomberman! Ah! What do you think of this? If you want the bomb elements, you must come to me. So, this really quick airship thing. It's mainly just cutscenes at the end, really, and a very short level and a pretty quick boss. So damage boost, like running into this turret and then detonating my bombs is what I'm gonna be doing there. Trying to get this guy to do that. And then I blow up that little one because I'm gonna have to go up there later. I would charge a big bomb here, but there's a text box that'll makes it so I can't do that. You've got a big bomb all four of these. Take out the wings. There are 2 big hearts on each side. I usually don't get them. I'm probably not going to get them here. And those 2 top ones will not rotate. They're set to shoot straight, so not a problem. And that's basically everything here. Now it's just the final boss. So, hype for the next run. I'm not sure what we're gonna have.
It looks like the next run is going to be Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep HD Aqua Level 1 Critical by @0.
Sounds good. This is the true strength. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in having more people run the game. There's a small handful of people. There's some people have done it for the 12-hour challenge, but it's mainly me, Psychedelic, and Kurt Q that run this game. And I've gotten a sub 140, which is really good. But always cool to see new runners. Oh. Not gonna work. Okay, switch to water bombs. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a bomb kick here. Basically, if you throw a big bomb at that fire, it'll explode immediately and can do some damage. At this point, you should be good. This is pretty much the end. Get ready on time, actually. And time.
Your time was 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 47 seconds.
Yeah, decent run. Had some bad RNG, and I got the bomb jump first try in 1-4, so really happy about that. That showed off the most difficult tech in this run. Pretty solid run. Pretty happy about it. I can let the credits roll out, or we can just set up for the next run. It's pretty much up to what we want to do here.
Well, if you've got any shout-outs or final thoughts to share?
Shout-outs to the Rollin' Deep crew. Shout-outs to Miss Honor. Shout-outs to Hito for the Rollin' Deep 420 donation. Shout-outs to all the eggplants, all the cucumbers. Shout-outs to the other 3 runners, Oro, Psychedelic, and Kurt Q. Hopefully, Northwest Speedfest will grow. We can get like a full week marathon going or something at some point. That would be awesome. I know there's a lot of submissions, a lot of cool runs that didn't get in. You can follow me on Twitch at RPGodfather420. You can send me a tweet, whatever you want to do. If you have questions about the game, you can ask on speedrun.com on the forum or something, or just message me. That's pretty much it. And Rollin' Deep. This is a Greenleaf production.
Well, with all that being said then, I think we'll probably shift over here to getting setup going on for @Zero's upcoming run.
Sounds good. I'll let him take over.
And this is how the bomb element